knees are knocking. And the judge said, and read the charges against me and said, Mr. Albert, how do you plead? I wanted to say guilty because I was going 67, but I was going to then tell him why. You know, there was a reason. I was going to be killed. Well, before I could get the word guilty out, my attorney said, not guilty, Your Honor. That's what he said. I thought, you're crazy, man. I'm not guilty. I'm not guilty. Not guilty? I'm not guilty. I don't know why I'm not. Why am I guilty? I was so confused. I was standing there scared to death. And then he brought the one that gave me the ticket, the policeman. It was actually a police woman. And she had an attitude. Now, I have nothing against women. You know, my mother was a woman. My wife, she's a woman. Have to tell people these days. Never used to. In the church, Mick, you say, if you married, you a guy, it was always a girl. Adam and Steve. And so anyway, this gal, she was there. And so the 5 questions he asked me was about her. She said there were workers there. There were no workers. And he went through all this stuff. An attorney never asks a question unless he has an answer. And he asked her these questions. First one was, Madam, are you aware that on the night of whatever, and Mr. Albert gave the details, that the workers were not present in the northbound lane of I-75? And she said, no, I wasn't. And I'm going, yes, get her, go, get her. I was so scared I couldn't talk, honestly. I tried to talk and nothing came out. Scared to death. He asked her those 5 questions. And the judge, about the 4th question, he said, hold it right there. I thought, oh, it's coming down now. Judge said, I'm going to dismiss this case. And I'm going, this is good. He said, I'm going to dismiss this case. And what I didn't know, and this is something I'm going to hurry now because my time is on, but you got to know that there's stuff going on in the heavenlies concerning you don't even know about. God has saved you from a mess in your life so many times and you didn't even know it. And what had happened, 2 weeks before, a lady was killed right in the spot where they gave me the ticket, number 1. So the judge was sympathetic to me for what I did. He understood what I did, to zoom ahead. Secondly, what I didn't know is they were giving out scores, literally hundreds of tickets at that one place. And the judge was fed up with it. And so he was against the whole procedure. And he stopped it. And here's what he told me. He said, Mr. Albert, I can see that you understand the seriousness of the charges levied against you today. I said, Your Honor, I do. He said, because you have retained legal counsel. You have an... And so... he said to me, they use that word, by the way, it is a judicial term. And he said, I'm going to throw this out. He said, you will not, as a matter of fact, he said, you will not be charged. You don't even have to pay court costs. And he says, if you will drive ticket-free for 6 months, he said, we're going to strike this from the record. Your sins and iniquities, will I remember? All of your sins will be blotted out. Blotted means to be lifted off the page. And attorney white, though your sins be as scarlet, they shall be as white. And so attorney white, I love white. I love the name white. I like all whites. Any white, I like whites. You know what? I walked out of that, and this is the closing thing. I said to attorney white, I've got to pay you. He said, no, sir. He said, this one is on me. I couldn't believe it. He would not take any money. He said, I wanted to do this for the church and for you, Mr. Albert.